Hey there, friend. I want to ask you something. Have you ever woken up feeling like you didn't rest at all, even after a full night's sleep? Maybe you toss and turn, wake up multiple times, or feel groggy in the morning. You're not alone. In fact, studies show that 90% of seniors struggle with sleep issues that silently shorten their lifespan and drain their energy. But here's the good news. Most of these problems aren't unavoidable. They're fixable with small, thoughtful changes. Let me share a quick story. My neighbor Martha, who's 72, used to tell me she felt exhausted no matter how early she went to bed. She said, "I follow all the rules. I take melatonin, avoid caffeine, and keep a regular bedtime." But when her doctor ran some tests, he found the real issue wasn't how much she slept, it was the quality of her sleep. And once she adjusted a few habits, her energy came back, and she started feeling more alive than she had in years. That's exactly what this video is about. We'll go over the most common sleep mistakes seniors make, one that affects brain health, heart function, and even longevity. More importantly, I'll show you how to fix it with simple, science-backed steps you can start tonight. Let's dive in. The biggest mistake, and this one might surprise you, is not prioritizing deep, restorative sleep. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I already try to sleep enough. What more can I do? Well, here's the truth. Quantity isn't everything. Quality matters more. Because while you're asleep, your body repairs tissues, clears brain toxins, and resets your metabolism. If you're not getting enough deep sleep, those processes slow down, and over time, that takes a toll on your health. One woman I spoke to, Ruth, used to think sleeping 7 to 8 hours was enough, but she still felt foggy and achy in the morning. After learning about the stages of sleep, she started focusing on improving her sleep depth, not just duration. She adjusted her routine, and within weeks, her energy improved. She said, "I didn't realize my body wasn't actually resting." So what can you do to support deeper sleep? Start by understanding what disrupts it. One of the biggest culprits is screen time before bed. Yes, watching TV or scrolling on your phone might seem relaxing, but the blue light emitted by screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. And when melatonin drops, your brain stays alert longer, making it harder to fall into that restorative stage of sleep. One tip, try turning off screens at least an hour before bed. Instead, read a book, sip herbal tea, or do some deep breathing. One man I met, George, used to watch crime dramas late into the night. Once he switched to reading and light stretching, he started falling asleep faster and waking up with more clarity. He said, "It felt like my body remembered how to rest." Now, moving on to the second mistake, and this one might sound familiar. It's a poor sleep environment. Yes, where and how you sleep matters more than most people realize. If your bedroom is noisy, too bright, or uncomfortably warm, your body might not fully relax. And if your mattress is too old or your pillow doesn't support your neck, you might wake up stiff and sore without realizing why. Let me tell you about Evelyn, an 80-year-old I met at a wellness fair. She used to fall asleep fine, but wake up multiple times during the night. Her doctor suggested she audit her sleep environment. She added blackout curtains, replaced her old pillow with a supportive one, and kept her room cooler. Within days, she noticed a difference. She said, "I didn't realize how much my surroundings were affecting me." So what can you do? Start by making your bedroom a sleep sanctuary. Keep it dark and quiet. Consider a white noise machine or earplugs if needed. Set the temperature between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That's between 15 and 19 degrees Celsius. Cooler rooms help trigger sleepiness. And invest in a supportive mattress and pillow that align your spine and reduce pressure points. And here's a bonus tip. Avoid eating heavy meals or drinking alcohol right before bed. Both can disrupt digestion and interfere with sleep cycles. Now, before we continue, let me quickly recap what we've covered so far. We started by looking at how deep sleep is more important than total hours and how many seniors unknowingly skip this stage. Then we discussed screen time before bed, explaining how blue light disrupts melatonin and steals quality rest. And finally, we explored sleep environment upgrades that make it easier to fall and stay asleep. Each of these ideas works together to create a powerful foundation for better sleep. And the goal isn't just to feel rested, it's to protect your brain, heart, and immune system for years to come. In the next part, we'll cover 2 more common sleep mistakes like hydration habits and medication use and show you how to adjust them for better rest. Because the truth is, small changes really do make big results, and you're worth every effort. So stick with me, we're almost there.
All right, friend. In the last part, we talked about the importance of deep restorative sleep, how screen time before bed disrupts melatonin, and why your sleep environment matters more than you think. And I hope you're starting to see how small adjustments, like dimming the lights earlier or investing in a better pillow, can lead to big improvements in how rested and alert you feel. Now, let's move on to the third mistake, and this one might sound simple, but has a huge impact. Poor hydration habits. Yes, hydration. You might not realize how much your fluid intake affects your sleep. You see, going to bed dehydrated can cause muscle cramps, dry mouth, and even restless sleep. On the flip side, drinking too much right before bed can mean midnight bathroom trips that break your sleep cycle. Let me tell you about a woman named Ruth I met at a senior wellness fair. She used to feel exhausted in the morning, even though she drank water all day. But she noticed she'd stop hydrating after dinner to avoid waking up at night. Her doctor explained that dehydration might actually be the reason she was waking up in the first place. After adjusting her routine, drinking more earlier in the day, and a small glass of water before bed, she started sleeping more deeply again. "I didn't realize my body needed balance," she said. So what can you do? Aim to drink most of your fluids earlier in the day, maybe 6 to 8 glasses by early evening. Then have a small glass of water before bed to stay hydrated without flooding your bladder. Herbal teas like chamomile or lemon balm can work well too, as they're calming and gentle on the body. Now, moving on to the fourth mistake, and this one might surprise you. It's taking certain medications at night that disrupt sleep. You see, many seniors take their medications without realizing how timing affects their rest. Some drugs like diuretics or blood pressure pills can cause frequent urination or energy shifts that make falling asleep harder. Others, like antidepressants or steroids, can interfere with your brain's ability to relax. One man I spoke to, George, used to take his diuretic at night because he thought it would help him feel lighter in the morning. But it meant he was waking up multiple times. Once he switched to taking it earlier in the day, he said his sleep improved dramatically. "I didn't know the time of day mattered so much," he told me. So, what can you do? Talk to your doctor about when to take your medications. Some are better suited for morning doses, while others might not affect you as much if taken earlier in the day. Don't change your routine without professional guidance, but ask the question. Timing might be the key to better rest. Now, before we wrap up in the next part, let me quickly recap what we've covered so far. We started by looking at how deep sleep matters more than total hours, and how blue light from screens disrupts your natural rhythm. Then we discussed sleep environment upgrades, like cooler rooms and supportive pillows that help your body relax. Next, we explored hydration habits, showing how staying properly hydrated supports sleep without disrupting it. And finally, we touched on medication timing, explaining how adjusting when you take certain pills can help you stay asleep longer. Each of these ideas works together to create a powerful foundation for better rest. And the best part? You don't need to do them all perfectly. Just one small change, like turning off screens an hour before bed, or shifting your medication schedule, can begin to shift your sleep quality in a positive direction. In the next part, we'll cover 2 more critical sleep habits, like caffeine timing and napping strategies, and show you how to put all these changes together for lasting results. Because the goal isn't just to feel rested tonight, it's to protect your health and add years to your life. So stick with me, we're almost there.
All right, friend, we've already covered 4 major sleep mistakes: poor deep sleep habits, late night screen time, hydration imbalances, and medication timing. And I hope you're starting to see how small shifts in your routine can lead to big improvements in how rested and energized you feel. Now let's move on to the 5th and final mistake. And this one might sound harmless, but has a surprising impact: caffeine timing. Yes, caffeine. You might enjoy a cup of coffee or tea to start your day, and that's perfectly fine. But here's the catch. Drinking caffeine too late in the day can sabotage your sleep, sometimes without you even realizing it. You see, caffeine stays in your system for hours, up to 6 to 8 hours for most people. So if you're having coffee after lunch or even a chocolate bar in the evening, you might be unknowingly fueling insomnia and light sleep. Let me share a quick story. My friend Henry used to drink a mug of green tea every afternoon, thinking it was a healthy habit. But he'd toss and turn at night, unable to fall asleep. After switching his tea to mornings and replacing afternoon drinks with herbal alternatives, he said he felt like he'd turned back the clock. "I didn't realize my body still reacted to caffeine," he told me. "Now I'm sleeping better than I have in years." So what can you do? Start by cutting off caffeine by midday, ideally by 12 to 2 p.m. Swap afternoon coffee for decaf or herbal teas like peppermint or rooibos. And if you love chocolate, stick to small portions earlier in the day. Now, the final point we'll cover ties back to something many seniors love: napping. Yes, naps can be a great way to recharge, but here's the thing. Long or late naps can disrupt your nighttime sleep. One study found that naps over 30 minutes or taken after 3 p.m. often lead to difficulty falling asleep at night. Let me tell you about Ruth, an 80-year-old I met at a wellness fair. She used to take 2-hour naps after lunch and then struggle to sleep at night. Once she switched to a 15-minute recharge nap in the early afternoon, her nighttime rest improved. She said, "I didn't realize my nap was stealing my sleep." So what's the solution? If you nap, keep it short, 10 to 20 minutes, and aim to do it before 2 p.m. This way you get the benefits of rest without throwing off your sleep cycle. Now, let's quickly recap everything we've covered. We started by looking at deep sleep and how blue light from screens disrupts melatonin. Then we discussed sleep environment upgrades, like cooler rooms and supportive pillows that help your body relax. Next, we explored hydration habits, showing how balancing fluids supports rest without disruptive trips to the bathroom. And we touched on medication timing, explaining how shifting doses earlier in the day can improve sleep quality. We wrapped up with caffeine habits, highlighting how late consumption steals rest, and napping strategies, showing how short, early naps support energy without harming nighttime sleep. Each of these ideas works together to create a powerful foundation for better rest. But here's the best part. You don't have to do them all perfectly. Just start with one change, whether it's turning off screens an hour before bed or swapping your afternoon coffee for herbal teas. Because the goal isn't to overhaul your life overnight. It's to give your body the right support so you can wake up feeling refreshed, strong, and ready to live fully at any age. If you've been dismissing fatigue as just part of getting older, I want to remind you that your body is still capable of healing. It just needs the right tools. So here's what I encourage you to do. Start small. Try turning off screens an hour before bed or swapping your afternoon coffee for herbal tea. And pay attention to how your body responds. Are you waking up more easily? Do you feel less groggy during the day? Small shifts matter. And talk to your doctor about your sleep struggles. They can help rule out other causes and guide you towards safe and effective changes. Because here's the truth. Aging doesn't have to mean poor sleep. With the right habits, you can protect your rest, your health, and your independence for years to come. If you found this helpful, and I hope you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another tip to help you live your best life after 60. And if you've noticed improvements in your sleep by adjusting any of these habits, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Your story might inspire someone else to take action. Thank you so much for being here today. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and keep making choices that honor your body and your well-being. Until next time, sleep well, live fully, and thrive at every stage of life.